Welcome to EngVibe Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to EngVibe Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. We're really happy that you are here with us today.
So yes, before we start today's topic, we want to talk about something that many people experience, especially people who want to improve their English.
Yeah, of people keep thinking, one day I'll start speaking English.
Exactly. They keep waiting for the perfect moment.
Some people say, I'll start when my English becomes better.
Some say, I'll start when I feel more confident.
But the truth is, confidence doesn't come before you start speaking.
Yes, confidence comes after you start.
Right. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you might keep waiting forever.
That's why today's episode is very special.
Yes, because today, we're talking about a simple but powerful message.
Your time is now.
But before we continue, if you enjoy listening to English conversations like this,
And if you want to improve your English naturally while listening,
then make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
your support really helps our podcast reach more learners around the world. All right, now let's begin. You know, Alex, one thing I've noticed is that many people spend a lot of time waiting.
Yes, that's very true.
They wait for the right moment.
They wait for the perfect opportunity.
They wait for the perfect situation.
But the interesting thing is that the perfect moment rarely comes.
Exactly, and while people keep waiting, life quietly keeps moving forward. Days pass, months pass, and sometimes years pass. Then one day, people realize that they spent too much time waiting instead of actually living.
Yeah, and that realization can be very powerful.
It can also be a little painful, because people suddenly understand that time never comes back. Another interesting thing is how people look at successful individuals.
Yeah, people think successful people are very different.
They say things like, oh, they were lucky.
Or, they had special opportunities.
But when you listen to their real stories, something surprising appears.
Most successful people started in very normal situations.
They didn't have perfect conditions.
They didn't have unlimited resources.
And honestly, many of them were scared in the beginning.
Yeah, that's something people don't talk about enough.
The difference is simple. They started.
Exactly. They took the first step, even when they felt uncertain.
Even when they felt afraid.
Let's talk about something that stops many people from starting.
Fear.
Yes, fear is one of the biggest reasons people delay their dreams.
People are afraid of failing.
They are afraid of making mistakes.
Sometimes they are even afraid of what other people will think.
That fear of judgment can be very strong.
But here's something important to remember. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person had their first day. Every confident speaker was once nervous.
And every strong person was once unsure.
Growth always begins with an uncomfortable first step. The myth of feeling ready.
Another reason people delay starting something is because they believe they must feel ready.
Yes, people often say, I'll start when I feel ready.
But the truth is, most people never feel completely ready.
Exactly. Confidence is not something that appears magically. Confidence grows through action. When you start doing something regularly, you slowly begin to believe in yourself. And with time, the thing that once felt scary becomes normal. Let's imagine something for a moment.
Okay, I like this idea.
Imagine someone listening to this podcast right now. Maybe they have a dream. Maybe they want to improve their English. Maybe they want to start creating YouTube videos. Or maybe they want to start a small business. Or maybe they simply want to become a better version of themselves. But for some reason, they keep delaying the start. They keep telling themselves, I'll start next week, or I'll start next month. But imagine what could happen if they decide to start today. That one decision could completely change their future. You know, Alex, many people underestimate the power of small steps.
Yes, I completely agree. People often think success comes from one big moment.
But in reality, success is built from small, daily actions. For example, learning English doesn't happen overnight. But if someone practices a little every day, their skills improve gradually. Just 10 minutes of practice every day can create huge improvement over time. Small habits create big results. Another important idea is consistency.
Yes, Consistency is much more powerful than motivation. Motivation can disappear quickly.
That happens to everyone. But habits can stay for a lifetime. If you build a small habit and repeat it every day, it becomes part of your routine. And once something becomes part of your routine, it becomes much easier to continue. Let's talk about something that many people struggle with today: comparison. Yes, especially in the age of social media. People open their phones and see others traveling, succeeding, achieving big goals. And then they start thinking they are behind in life. But the truth is that social media mostly shows highlights. It rarely shows the struggles behind success. It rarely shows the failures. And it rarely shows the years of hard work. Everyone's journey is different. Some people start early, some people start later. But starting late is still better than never starting.
Another important thing to remember is that mistakes are part of the process.
Yes, mistakes are actually some of the best teachers. When we try something new, we will make mistakes. And that is completely normal. Instead of fearing mistakes, we should learn from them. Every mistake teaches something valuable, and every lesson makes us stronger. So Alex, do you think people overthink too much sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. Overthinking can stop people from taking action. People analyze every small detail again and again.
They try to predict every possible problem, and eventually they become so overwhelmed that they don't start at all. But action creates clarity.
Yes. When you start moving, things become clearer.
So, if you're listening to this right now, maybe this is the reminder you needed today. Take a deep breath, believe in yourself,
And take the first step toward the life you want.
because the truth is very simple. Your time is not someday.
Your time is not next year.
Your time is now. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
We hope this episode inspired you and helped you practice your English at the same time.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to EngVibe Podcast.
And share this episode with someone who might need this message today.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your time is now.